Welcome back to Lost Records. Today we're going to skip over a summary scene and get straight to a scene of the girls in their natural habitat, Nora's garage. This is an important and very dense scene, and it starts with us having to overcome our own sense of self-doubt, our own personal baggage. We don't feel we're worthy of these girls, and our life feels pretty empty without these girls. This is shown very well in this scene with its flat orange surface. There's just absolutely nothing going on out here. We're baking in the sun and getting nothing done, and nothing interesting is happening. If only we could overcome our own shyness and self-doubt, we might be able to get through the door into someplace more interesting.
Isn't this so cool? Yeah!
The payoff for this is a 2-second long clip when the door opens. It takes us from being an outsider to being an insider. It takes us from being lost to being at home. It's really well done. Pay attention to the way the audio starts and then turns glissy, but also pay attention to the way that this flat orange environment turns into a deep and vibrant environment full of all sorts of colors and bright and dark areas. It really does feel inviting, and it ushers us in like that. It's really, really well done.
So enough?
Dude, I don't think she's gonna show.
She better. She'll be here. Sona's cool.
She seems shy, you know? But I hope she comes.
I think she's just awkward. Autumn, am I awkward?
Yes, but I love you anyway.
Hey! She actually showed.
The writing in this scene is amazing, the 1995 writing. And the voice acting is incredible, especially Nora, the girl on the right here. This is her scene. It's her basement, it's her introduction, so she gets to chew all the scenery. Normally having one character dominate this much is not recommended, but it's her scene, so it's okay. It works pretty well. There is one very serious issue with this scene, and we've seen a little bit of it in previous scenes, and we'll see more of it in later scenes, but it reaches its absolute peak in this scene. And that problem is the Wonder Years. Now, for the 7 billion of you that haven't seen the Wonder Years, it features Fred Savage, the kid from Princess Bride, and he's just a nobody high schooler. As he goes through his day, his future self constantly narrates what's happening. Now, in the Wonder Years, this is because they can't show what's happening. They have to move as fast as humanly possible because they're, doing a 15-minute long episode with 15 minutes of commercials, so they have to just get everything out there. So they would narrate things the audience couldn't possibly be shown. For example, Fred Savage would go over to his locker and open it up, and then his future self would narrate, "I had the locker next to the band kid," or whatever, right? And this would tell you things you couldn't be shown very easily. This method of his future self explaining what his past self was doing and what was mattering and how things were going to unfold was done pretty well. It did have some talking dog problems where the scenes would just arbitrarily pause. Obviously, nobody can hear Fred Savage's future self, just like you can't hear the talking dog in a talking dog cop movie. But all of the scene has to pause and wait for their narration to finish before suddenly resuming, and it feels kind of awkward. It did have some of that. But the key was that the narration was always about things that the audience didn't know, but had to be told. You might think that's what's going to happen here. That kind of makes sense. You got a framing device of your future selves commentating on the past, so it makes sense if they were saying things that the past didn't show us, but we had to know. It doesn't work great because we have plenty of time. We're not really rushed for time, so we can show that stuff. And the reason I know that we can show that stuff is because we do. Yeah, the issue here is that the Wonder Years commentary running throughout this scene literally just says exactly what happened again. Like, you'll see it. I'll call it out, I'm sure. But it's like, hey, there's plenty of cool shit in here for you to film. I bet you love to film cool shit in my basement, Swan. Boy, I sure did love to film cool shit in her basement. She had a basement full of cool shit to film. Oh, yeah, I remember that. You really did love filming cool shit in your cool shit basement full of cool shit to film. I don't know what came over them, but let's take a listen, take a watch. See if you agree with me.
Welcome! See? Told you.
Yeah. You didn't miss much, Swan. We're just messing around.
Come in!
Dude, what was that band you were talking about again? I wanna write it down.
Sleater-Kinney. They're pretty new, I think.
I was so nervous. Really? Why? I thought you were all so much cooler than me.
Thanks. We're aware, Swan from the future. Thanks.
I knew she'd show! We should have taken bets.
Awkward.
Nor.
Dude! It's a fucking party now!
I know. Usually it's just us two.
Do your parents ever come down here?
Nope. They hate it here.
You are so fucking lucky.
This place is awesome.
Thanks. Autumn didn't think you'd show.
Oh, hard.
Ignore her. She just loves to stir shit up.
Pop quiz. Autumn says, she just loves to stir things up. What do you think Autumn from the future will have to say about this scene?
Swan, I'm glad you came to hang with us. Nora liked to amuse herself by making me squirm.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of weird shit in here. Might look good in your movie.
Yeah. Film, whatever. We'll just be warming up.
Thanks.
Back to it, Nor.
Fair warning?
Oh, I used to love filming everything around me. Nora's garage was a cinematic gold mine.
So, there was this one time I got food poisoning from a corn dog at a carnival.
lunch.
And I barfed all over the tilt-a-whirl. Fuck. They banned me for life.
Jeez, it's true.
Wow.
That's the spew. I still hate that story.
It was so hard for me to pipe up. My bedroom was nothing like Nora's lair. I felt like a nerd in comparison.
Until you got to know us better.
Yeah, we were all a little weird. That made me happy.
That might not sound so bad until you realize that's literally the fucking point of the entire game. God, it's really making me upset that the future keeps coming back and sabotaging the past. The past tries to show us, and then the future comes back and says, hey, did you see what we just showed you? Let me convert that into a tell and tell you about it. It almost feels like one team wrote the scenes from 1995, did an excellent job, and then another team of middle managers came back and said, while I was snorting coke and watching something else on the other monitor, I didn't get it.
Whoa, score! Sounds like a good day to me.
Minus being at the mall.
Right? The malls around here suck.
Nora always hated shopping, unless it was in LA with her mom. She was bougie as hell even back then.
The few times that something does get said that's not explicitly already in the past scene, it would be trivial to put it in the past scene. Here's an especially awful example, a double whammy. Watch.
Shut up!
More of a film nerd, to be honest.
At least she didn't lie.
I've always been clueless about music.
Well, you knew way more about movies than any of us.
To each their own. I love Interview with the Vampire. Kinda weird, I know.
I've watched it, not weird, at least 100 times.
What about Ross?
Oh, I liked that too.
Oh, hey, it's working now. We need someone on drums. Swan.
Do it! Do
Come
it!
here. I'll show you how it works.
Awesome.
We didn't even have any choices there. They just sabotaged the progression of the scene to yank us into the future twice. I think what's going on is they're trying to make us fall in love with the future characters as well as the past characters, but the problem is, every time they bring the future characters in to tell us what we just saw, they convert a show into a tell. And that's bad practice, especially if you disrupt the flow of the scenes so that you can try and tell us that our future selves remember the fact that they just saw the thing we just saw. It's extraordinarily cumbersome and a very, very strange choice. I've never really seen it before, and I don't like it. If you do like it, that's fine. Just remember.
I'm not like a real director.